In a vast landscape full of adventurers, you are now listening to the world of chaotic amateurs.
Welcome to Chaotic Amateurs, the internet's #1 D&D 5e play podcast. I'm your host and DM, Alex. With me, I have
Dashes Thrakus.
Bentley is Riff.
Red is Arthur.
Caleb is Scory Telbrun.
And Milo is Bull.
And last we left our adventurers, they were gearing up to head south to the wastes. They've got a cart in tow. Let the adventure begin.
Wait for me, guys.
Ugh, you ruined
Okay,
it.
Yelmhorn. Or was that Owen?
Yeah, I think
It doesn't matter. They're all the same.
All right, you guys are meeting back up at the chateau. Prepare. You bed down for the night. You want to get a good amount of rest for the morning, and you've got the cart there. You wake up in the morning to your training, your meditation. You have breakfast, and you meet with Willem to go over everything that needs to be done before you head off. You know it's going to be a 1 to 2 week journey to get to where you need to go on the cart.
I make my aura and recharge myself too.
Perfect.
So I'm good for another month.
During the night, you use the dried herbs, the incense, and the charcoal to summon a bottle of aura. You take a bottle and you fill it with this blue liquid that you have, and you apply it to yourself.
And my 50 gold.
And your 50 gold. Well, the 50 gold is for those components.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I bought that in town.
Yep. And you feel recharged. Everyone notices in the morning that you're not quite as squeaky. You guys didn't realize how squeaky Ball had become, and he just is as silent as can be now.
Well, and remember how fast he talked when we first met him too? Maybe he was just like...
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
Maybe you were just like becoming slowly uncharged.
Yeah. So now we need Ball to be much quicker.
Yeah, you're loosey-goosey now.
I feel like he's now the Seidler from Seinfeld. He sneaks up on everybody, and you're just kind of like, whoa, whoop, and he's there.
But Willem's going over what the stuff that he's going to deal with while you guys are gone. In the morning, you check in with the guards downstairs, and they tell you nothing happened.
All right.
They rest for the day, but they let you know that. Oh, what? Sorry, what?
I take the coin. The sending stone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Yep.
Do they look different? Like anything's sapped their life out of them?
Are their eyes black now?
Beyond the extra tentacle that's around their heads, no, they look fine.
Okay.
No,
that's fine.
No, they look fine. They tell you that nothing happened. They're going to get rest, but they're going to keep an eye on it. And they're working on getting a key specifically made for that door.
Okay. Do we want to take our guards with us, or my little two soldiers?
Maybe at least...
Willem kind of pipes up to that and says, "Well, with all the people here, I was hoping that the trainees at least could stay in case we need some protection from
Right.
dwarves."
Of course, yes. Yes, you hear that? You will stay here, and you will guard this rock and this chateau.
They're like, "Oh, yes, Captain."
Yes, Captain sounds nice. All right.
And they kind of talk to each other. It's like, is Captain the right word? I don't know. Sir.
Captain, Lord, Master, any of those titles will do.
Captain, Lord, Master.
Yes.
We will train as you have taught us.
That works. Can I talk to my Crag, the Beast Lord?
Yeah.
I'd like to ask him, so I noticed you have the title Beast Lord, but I see no beast.
Oh, I'm Lord of Beasts. Yes, but that just means that I can communicate with them. I know them well, and in knowing that, I do not claim ownership over any of them.
Oh,
And
I see. Okay,
He's going to try and do something.
Oh.
You're a wolf.
He brings the rock to life.
Because he is an Earth Genasi.
He kind of points to the sky, and as you turn your head to look, a hawk appears from just wisps of a cloud and just descends down to the training dummies that have been set up and just starts going at its eyes, just ripping at where the eyes would be and poking and prodding, and it flies away.
Well, so it's like an actual hawk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Because from the description, I thought you meant like a hawk made of like wisps of cloud.
It appears from almost
Gotcha. Okay.
nothing.
Okay, cool.
But it is a hawk, and it goes off into the forest after
And
pecked at its eyes.
Thrakus is like, okay, that's impressive. Yes, a beast lord you are. Yes.
Thank you. I spent a lot of time with the animals. I've got to know them well.
Yes, quite
We'll come in
intimately, I
handy.
can tell.
So you're really good with animals. So could you maybe draw the cart for us? Those horses and all of those things. Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys.
No,
was
that's
very
fucking
good. That was
awesome,
great.
dude.
Liked
That's
it.
the best.
I don't remember
yes,
him talking fast.
If you need, I can speak with the horses and make sure that they're going to take us where we need to go.
All right, yes,
Perhaps you can do
perfect.
more than speak.
Yeah, that would be great. I have no
Reins.
good use with animals.
And I want to tell Crag to kind of prepare for the coming journey and remember to pack enough supplies, but pack light too.
Don't worry. I know what we need and what we don't.
Ah, perfect. All right, I'll see you on the wagon.
Yeah. And he starts, putting things from inside the house onto the wagon, things that are going to last a long journey. He starts, equipping it pretty well. You feel confident he's going to take care of that.
Sweet.
Well, I dare say, Mr. Wolf, if our enemies are wooden dummies, he might actually be able to do some damage to them.
I see the veiled insult you are throwing my way, and I am going to just let it slide on by for now.
He's working on that mindfulness.
Fair enough.
And he kind of does like one of these, like,
Serenity now.
Very good, Master Wolf, destroyer of doors.
yes. All right, I'll see you on the wagon, and
Imagine if that was your face.
Wolf's gonna get on the wagon and continue to kind of breathe.
I want to talk with Gallendale. He's more like spectral, right? He's not like actually like standing there.
Yeah, he's got a lot of different forms he'll take. So he'll sometimes look like this, have an elongated face, and he's just made of shadow that kind of falls off of him. But he can take on the form of an elven mage.
Okay.
But always does appear to be in shadow wherever they are.
Okay.
They tend to stick around your room or the library, kind of perched sometimes as a gargoyle even.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell Gallendale like all of the stuff that I learned about all of the notes that I took on the wastelands, and if he has like any thoughts or whatever, about all the towers and all the stuff that I learned at the library.
Mm-hmm. Looks over the stuff, seems foreign to this odd spirit, but kind of points at some of the things that you were taking notes on. Says, these are not true. These are lies.
Yeah, it's illusionary. It's all tricks and magic.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just didn't know maybe something in your long time around the earth, but we're going to be gone for a while, so if you want to hang out in the library and learn about stuff, or if you can, or if you just want to roam the forest, or do whatever you want, really. I'll be back in, I don't know, a couple weeks or something like that. So, so you just like hang out, unless you want to come.
I'd be interested. These are funny little lies.
All right. Well, there's plenty of shadows and place for you to hide. So yeah, come on, let's go. And like, I'll just,
That's all I need.
yeah, I just go down and I'm going to hop on top of the carriage. Like I'm going to, yep. And I'm going to stand up there, arms crossed, both chucks in hands. Just sort of stand there and be like, all right, it's all looking pretty secure. Let's go here, people. Let's move it along.
Gallendale sits at where like where one of the driver's seats would be, and just kind of sits patiently and just looks around, being very perceptive, just keeping an eye on things.
Cool.
I would get together with Roman, and I would do my normal morning ritual, but we do it together, and it's if someone were spying on us, it would be very eerie because we both move precisely in exactly the same way because we both learned the ritual from the same place, and we've done it so many times that we're moving almost in mirror of each other. And I do my normal ritual. We happen to do it together.
Okay.
And I got this guy here, and it's comes as an unclear reading or a chaotic reading, and it says, and it's for myself. I lose 1 hit die, but I gain temporary hit points equal to the maximum roll of that hit die.
Oh, yeah.
And I add my con mod. And so that's what I've done.
Perfect.
On my sheet. So
yeah. And he does a reading as well for himself, pulling a different stone that he keeps to himself. If you want to pull one and just show me. Perfect. So I know what he has. And he asks you if there's anything that he can do while you are away. He has plans on searching the forest and familiarizing himself with the forest. But if there's anything specific you were wanting,
I would say protect the forest of predators in my name, and pray that the ancestors are with us.
I can do that. Travel safe. We will see each other soon.
Sounds good.
All right.
Is Adrian around?
You haven't seen him today, no?
All right, I'll go ahead and take the bet book and put it in his room with a note that says, found this on some thieves. Might be of some use to you. There seems to be a lot of bets. If you make anything off of it, maybe share it with us.
Gotcha. You keep that in. And you're just putting a note on there.
Yeah, just a note with the betting book, yeah. Oh. And I also want to grab the map that I took of where Tiernan is, and I want to get that to Crag to be as what we're going to be traveling towards.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, Crag's got a map of at least where the outpost is supposed to be located in the wastes. You'll get some more information about the wastes as you travel. Strix comes up to Rhypherian. And says, yeah, I was looking, that rock downstairs, I was trying to find out some information about it, and there's nothing about it in the books.
So it's like
there
it doesn't
should be
exist.
something.
Interesting.
I've got a log of you see here, there was a prisoner in here around the time the aboleth was put in there, but they were gone after only, what looks like 17 days.
Checks out.
But after that is nothing. I don't know what. I'm going to do research on this crystal and see if there's any other books that have this same word in it. I think I'm onto something.
I think so too, and you have my full confidence.
Thank you.
Thanks for bringing this to our attention. If things start to get a little bit weird, make sure you hit up the head of the house. I forget his name, and then
Willem.
Yeah. That's right. And then, just sort of keep him up to date on all this stuff as well.
Oh, of course.
You're the best, Drex.
And you see, he has an odd new hat. It's like a felted fez. That has like a white band on it.
Oh no, is he Illuminati?
Always has been.
Hey, that's a cool hat, Strix.
Thank you. Apparently, librarians use them.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, you got to have the right gear in order to do the research. That's what I always say.
Yes. Willem told me something. He said, equip the clothes you want for the job you want, or
yeah, I've heard
something.
that.
Yeah. So, just steering into it.
Awesome. Well, I'll see you a couple weeks or something like that.
Well,
make sure you go up and say hi to my bird friends. And if you can, sneak them extra treats or something.
No problem.
Yeah, they like the old bread.
That's good.
Stuff.
That makes sense. It's very good.
Awesome. You rip, Strix.
All right, you guys have fun. All right. Anything else you guys want to do?
Let's start this journey, bros.
Start this journey.
Just wave to Willem on the way out.
And the teenage girl. Forgot there's a teenage girl in her group.
I'm 11.
So yeah, you get the horses going. Crag is going to go ahead and handle the driving. He seems to be well in tune with the animals. Not that they're going to go any faster, but they're going to listen to him when he tells them where to go. To Gallendale is keeping a fair watch on everything. They're keeping a lookout, and you guys are in the carriage, comfortable, and
I still want
on
to be
your
on top
way
if
south.
I can be.
What's that?
I said I still want to be on top if I can be.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Wherever you guys would like to be. There's a few crates of supplies for the journey, food, blankets, things like that. I
hang out with Chain because I haven't really talked to him in a while. And
Chain sitting in there and is just happy to be, going somewhere.
I just kind of tinker with him like I used to, and try to figure out how he works and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, since you've been able to freely change how he looks, you've been able to kind of remove some of the unnecessary paneling that was on him, and some more of the inside whirring gears and tubes are visible.
Nice, I dig it.
All right, you guys take the carriage through the town of Turlin. While you're here,
I wave at the gardener.
You go past the Academy Veritas, and the gardener just kind of cocks his head as he sees you all, moving by, not teleporting into the section there. But Arthur, I would like you to make your gather intelligence check.
Yeah.
So it'll be just a straight roll unless you want to have spent 100 gold per +1 for the roll.
No.
I thought as much.
13.
13. And what information are you trying to gather? Remember that you are using Adrian's network that is able to gather information through Usama, through the nation that you are in.
Right. Gosh, I guess some of the information that I would want to gather might be about other groups that have contracts in the wastes that might be exploring or heading out there.
Perfect,
people that we could potentially run into, or that information that might be valuable to Riva as well in that way.
Yeah. And yeah, if so as you're passing through town, a scruffy looking human kind of passes by near the carriage and passes a sealed piece of parchment to you, and it details the information that we're wanting.
Sweet.
You gather that there are a number of merchants and construction crews that are headed down to the wastes. That's what the bulk of the contracts have been. They have heard are 2 other contracts similar to yours, but they weren't able to get specific information about them. But there are 2 other ones looking for specific places, specific ruins or structures that they want investigated. And then beyond that, contracts for wizards and spellcasters that may be able to help with arcane wards and protections for the outpost.
Perfect.
All right. And then, yeah, at some point, that is definitely something you can give to Reva, and she will be very interested in having to bolster your relationship.
Perfect. Yeah, if that's something maybe I could do in passing, I might take care of that. Otherwise, I guess I'll do it when I get back.
I mean, you can easily have one of the people that works for Adrian do that for you.
Oh, okay.
They bring that to her. All right. And you guys start heading south along the paved road of Usama. Wolf, you know this. If you do encounter any trouble along the paved road, you call out for the knights, and they will arrive as quickly as they can. It's a magically enchanted path. And so your journey is smooth and fairly uneventful as you head. It would be southeast to the canyon that connects Usama and the southern wastes. I would want somebody to give me a D10 roll.
Ooh,
I'll do it.
Okay.
Along the way, I'll inform my party too of like all the stuff that I've read in the library and all that kind of stuff
About the towers.
And all the
illusionary. Gotcha.
yeah.
I got a 10.
I'll infuse my
7.
jug with wine, so everybody has something to drink on the way too.
A 10. Okay.
I got a 10.
A 10 on that. Okay. So this is going to be the first week of your journey.
Yes.
You pass by a couple of waypoints along the path. These are cultivated resting areas where you're able to spend a decent night. There is a hot spring there to take a bath. There's berries and things on the bushes on this in this path to be able to refresh yourselves. And you meet a couple other travelers along the way that seem to be making their way south as well, and quickly find out that if you would like to, at least in a small way, you can form a caravan with them. You can travel in a larger number, or you can go by yourselves.
I would. I'm totally fine with whatever the group wants to do, but anytime that we're kind of interacting with people that we're unfamiliar with, that seem to be from other places, Scory would probably try to remain somewhat private and secluded. Maybe stay in the carriage,
Easy enough
or
to
obscure his face or something.
Well, yeah, the strength of the numbers, we can all travel together, and then we can get there safer, and we can just do it.
Mr. Wolf, you've been something of my sergeant at arms, if you will, back at the house. I'm interested in your take on gathering with strangers.
We should be wary and keep a lookout at all times, and keep everyone at an arm's distance. That's what I think we should do.
If that's the decision of everyone, then Scory would just keep his mask on and be peeking through his necro lens and his illusion lens.
Okay.
Peeping at everyone.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys kind of discuss this over dinner, over the campfire, the night before, and decide against kind of forming up with any of these merchants. Go ahead and give me a perception check as you're kind of giving an eye to the other travelers that are heading down, that are resting here.
19.
19? Okay.
22.
13.
10.
All right, I guess I'll roll. I was
Everyone's rolling, yeah.
2.
2. You're
Definitely
you're
dead.
too focused on the pipe weed.
Yep.
I got the wine for everybody too. So
Get that
Exactly,
dragon
yeah.
smoke. Mr. Ball, make sure you exchange some of that wine here for this dragon smoke here.
With that 22, you notice that most of these people are who you expect them to be. People from the assignment taskers that are, they've got lumber, they've got construction material. They are headed down to do some sort of building in the wastes. On the edge near the southern point of this waypoint is a modest looking carriage with a single horse. When you see one of the occupants of it kind of move out to gather some things and then to move back, they do seem familiar. At least their attire is familiar to the Galandorian elves of the tournament.
Mm.
It's a quick flash that one of you sees.
Who rolled the 22?
I did.
Wolf.
And I rolled
So
a
Wolf,
21.
you would have noticed that they are at least dressed like the Galandior elves.
And where do I see them? Like on the side of the road, or?
Yeah,
Up
they're
ahead.
kind of imagine this is like a large camping area with amenities on the inside, and at the very southern portion of it, where the road would continue south to the wastes, is where you see them camping.
Okay. I tell everyone else in the group, I see people over there dressed like those elves that we faced in the
That's who
tournament.
they are.
And Scory, I would say that with
I
an
was
action
gonna
on your-
ask.
Yeah, you do notice that there is some illusion magic on the cart.
Okay. Friends, I spy with my little eye some illusions on their carts.
Ooh.
Things are not as they seem. I think either we need to keep a distance or we need to go in and investigate closely. What do y'all say?
Why don't we just go and announce ourselves? And perhaps it's the same ones that we fought in the arena.
Or perhaps
What
it's
was
a
it?
trap.
what was the history
We're
with
hearing
their people? I can't remember off the top of my head.
So what you would know is that the Galandior is a nation of elves, basically between Usama and the mountain range that separates the wastes from the south. They are part of the wilds. They're part of the treaty signed by the two nations. Beyond that, you don't know much as an outsider to Usama.
Which group had the one from the ship that Scory recognized during the battle?
That wasn't them.
Okay.
That was a like a mercenary crew, more similar to you guys.
They had a cool name. Can't remember what.
I'm going to
Same.
casually walk closer as if I'm going to visit the restroom.
Yeah.
And
You can get pretty close.
I want to spy. Yeah, I want to spy. Continuing to use my little lens.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to just walk up. I mean, this is a public space. I'm imagining like we're pulled up to a rest area on the side of the freeway. I'm imagining like it's clear. There's not a lot of.
You notice some of the other caravanners are they've gathered together to their fire pits, and there's a community atmosphere here.
Yeah.
You guys have kind of kept to yourselves.
I'd like to just go up and announce ourselves and say, well met, elves of Galandir. On the road so far away from civilization, what brings you out this way?
There's a moment before you hear shuffling inside, and a tall human exits and comes out and says, hello. Is there something we can do for you? We're trying to get rest. We want to leave early in the morning.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought I recognized an elf from the nation of Galandir.
Oh, of course you didn't. You know that the elves of Galandior are not permitted upon the roads of Usama, and if they were to be found, could be subjected to the harsh penalties of the great nation of Usama.
Yeah, I come up with Arthur too.
Well, go ahead.
We're not interested in having any problems for you. We just recognized you as someone we've ran into before.
I don't think that we've met before.
Why don't we all just come out on the same table and maybe do some dispel magic? Would you be agreeable to that?
If you were trying to dispel magics, I
just
think
so we're
I have
all
other places to be.
truthful
Now,
here.
sir, mighty fine human in front of me. I recognize that you have secrets of which you'd like to be maintained, and I'm not keen on spilling other people's beans, as it were, so perhaps this arrangement could be beneficial to the both of us, or I could start screaming bloody murder right here and now about how the elves of Galandir have breached
Hey, guys, why does it
walls of our
matter?
nation. Because I'm trying to get some fucking information from these fools by blackmailing them right now with the information that we have about their illusion, Rafirian.
Yeah, but why? What kind of information are they going to have?
We don't know. We don't know why they're out here. They shouldn't be out here, first of all.
Right,
And I give them a look
so
as I say that.
As you guys are kind of
Why does it
discussing
matter?
this amongst yourselves, the figure steps back into the cart, and the cart begins to move.
I want to stick my javelin in the wheel.
To try and break it.
Stop it, yeah.
Okay, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Oh, fart! 1.
There goes your spear.
It's just a normal spear.
Yeah.
Okay. You're able to kind of stick it between some of the spokes, and as the wheels turn, it simply breaks it. It just
Well, that didn't work, guys.
just a shorter spear. At
So,
this point.
so they were humans. They weren't the actual elves. They were just dressed as the elves.
No, they were absolutely humans, and whilst I was in the midst of blackmailing them, Rafirian Night Meadow distracted us so that they could make their escape yonder.
My suspicion is that they are in fact the elves.
Under
but
illusion.
I can tell. Yeah, they are under illusion.
Illusory magic.
yeah.
Yes, that they're humans.
Okay. What? I mean, we're
To me, it
we
just seems like
wanting-
they're trying to go back home and be safe. So, like, why mess with them?
They shouldn't be out here. They're heading in the wrong direction. I think that they're trying to steal maybe our contracts or cause some sort of problem.
Yes. Then we should kill them.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Wolf, I was building towards that, or perhaps blackmailing them for gold or valuables or political prisoners.
Or they could just be traveling like we are. I mean, we could
Why-
just talk to
Nothing
them
wrong
and-
with that. I was
find
trying
out.
to talk to him.
Why under the lies, though? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I don't travel with anybody who lies about anything, Mr. Tailbroon.
Where you are the biggest liar of us all.
And he pulls down the
Very
mask.
confused.
I just
I
think
don't
that,
know
like,
what
you
you're
know,
talking about.
if they're under illusion magic, they could be out here doing bad, or they're just trying not to get, in trouble. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously, since they're not supposed to be out here, like, of course they're going to be
By
under
the very
illusions.
fact of them
Rather
being
crazy.
under.
Felt like we had an opportunity to determine whether or not they were up to bad things, or if they
Well,
were
I mean,
just-
you kind of just immediately assumed that they were, and you were going to blackmail them. I'd like to give people the benefit of the doubt.
right.
You can do that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but
And I
I
go
think
and
if
pick up
we had-
his broken javelin, and I hand it to him. I go, there you go, bud.
thank you.
Twice the killing power
but-
now, there, Mr. Tailbroon.
One in each hand. I think if we got a chance to question them, then
Well,
I'm
they're
flipping
long
into
gone.
Zephyrus.
Oh, they are long gone.
That's for. Oh no.
That's for sure. They kind of passed by a tree, and as they passed by that tree, You do not see the cart that is venturing south beyond you.
I don't know. I just
anything
don't
else
think
you
that
want to do at
everybody is
this
against
waypoint for the
us.
night?
Alex, was there any information that I got about the people getting contracts? You said that there was 2 contractors looking for places sort of similar like we were. Was there would I have recognized the information somehow as like a group of humans or something like that traveling by a
You didn't get any
horse-drawn carriage?
You didn't get any specific information about what their objectives were, but the 2 other ones, the information is described as a mercenary crew, and then a contingent from the arcane school.
I would like to try something. Is there any chance I could get Crag to get his hawk to follow their cart and then report back to him?
Possibly. You ask him to do that, and he says he will try.
Sick.
Aim for their wooden dummies, Craig. I'm never gonna let that
go. He kind of looks up into the sky, and you didn't even notice it. Sitting above you at the fireplace is an owl just kind of perched up there, and he looks at it knowingly, and the owl looks down knowingly and flies off.
Sick. All right.
I look at him and I give him sweet owl man.
I believe we will have our answers that we seek. We'll at least know where they're going.
Well, that is something at least, Mr. Wolf. Perhaps we should retire to our campfire, enjoy Mr. Ball's fine unending wine bottle, and my fine ever-lit dragon smoke pipe.
And the combination of the 2 sends everyone into a nice, comfortable slumber for the night. As you wake up in the morning, and everyone else is kind of getting their things ready for the journey ahead. Crag comes up to you, Wolf, in the morning and says, I talked to the owl this morning, and
yes,
he couldn't follow wherever they were going. They seem to have left no tracks. It's an interesting feat.
Were masters of illusion, and I reckon by the way that they disappeared beyond that round a tree that they probably used some sort of invisibility magics or something.
It's possible.
Well, that is unfortunate, but if we run into them again and they're in our path, I have just the solution.
Well, I mean, everyone has the right to travel and go places, and
well, not legally, Mr. Ball. There are nations, there are borders, there are passports and rules to abide by.
Well, I don't know if that's the right way to look at it. I mean, everyone should be able to,
that's what I'm
investigate
saying.
and learn for themselves.
As long as they don't interfere on our contract, then we have no quarrel with them. But if they do, then of course we're going to lop their heads off. I mean, that's our business. So
I will treat their bodies like a door.
They will become wooden dummies for the hawk.
You guys gather your supplies, pick up camp, and you guys make sure to leave earlier than the rest. The carpenters and stuff, they take a fair amount of time to get ready. They're not itching to go anywhere. You guys, by the break of dawn, you are ready to go.
And can we treat this like it's Oregon? We leave no trace. What?
Speak for yourself.
Well, okay, Scory
Zephyrus is out here throwing shit around.
Yeah,
Leaving
Scory picks up
Zephyrus is
any
just
litter
littering
that
everywhere.
Arthur left, and
Crag does the same.
yeah, and I sweep up any footprints, anything like that.
This is a public
And
place. This is like a parking lot.
leave no trace, man.
Gum wrappers.
Be
and shit.
respectful. Yeah, be respectful of the natural habitat.
Hang on, guys. Let's clean out the carriage. And I just start throwing paper cups and big gulps out the door. My gas station coffee cups.
There's a red solo cup somehow in D&D.
That's a magical artifact.
Yeah.
All plastic is. So you guys head along your southern journey again. You start to crest over the hill that leads to the canyon that leads south to the wastes. While you're heading down that way, to note, up in the mountains to the east, you see, obscured just slightly by some clouds, is this massive floating chunk of earth just above those mountains.
Uh-oh.
And on it is these spiraling towers that you recognize as the School of the Arcane.
Dope.
This is where you all ended up when Julia took you out of,
Right.
away from the island. That is where you were before.
Before we got transported to
Tyrlin.
Berlin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And so just to note that it's right there at the edge of the canyon. Kind of takes you a day to get through the mountain range here. If I can go ahead and have somebody else roll me a d10 to see what happens.
I'll do it. Ha-ha! 7.
7. All right. So you travel for a few days to the south, and you leave the very much Oregon-looking like landscape, the timber forests, and enter into a more
Eastern
grasslands.
Oh.
Grasslands area. Tall grass that runs over hills. Off to the east is another forest that starts to become very dense as you travel the road south, and you're cresting and going over the hills that lead you this way. On your third day of travel, I want everyone to give me an insight check.
Am I allowed to do like a supposed ritual that day? Because I would have been doing it every day of travel.
Just to try and gain some effect for one of the days.
Yeah, every day. You know what I mean? Like I would be doing the ritual.
Sure.
Every
I understand that you'd be doing something, but I don't want to have you roll 14 times for a 2-week journey.
Right. So I guess just on the days that things happen, do you want me to roll?
What I'll do is I'll give you advantage on this check.
Okay. And what was it again?
An insight check.
Insight.
Yeah.
12 for old Arthur.
12 for Arthur. Wolf.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay. Scory.
12.
12. Riferian.
Non-natural 20.
Oh, baby. Oh.
And I'll do one for Ball. He stepped away. Not very good. He got 4 plus whatever his insight modifier is. I'll say at first, Riferian, as you're kind of passing by this wooded area, you kind of look around and something feels off, and you kind of immediately go into this meditative state to try and see if that's what it is, if there's something beyond this plane. And as you're doing that, it's not. That's not what it is. Wolf, you immediately you kind of smell the air and look around and tell Crag to stop.
Crag, hold here.
And you look
Something's
over
amiss.
just at the edge of the forest, and you kind of point it out, and there's this section of grass there that's not grown as much as the rest, and it's about the size of a small building, and it immediately hits you. This is where the inn was. This is where the tavern was that you all met. This is where the Falling Star Inn is.
Oh.
And that
I
kind of
remember
square
this
space is where it was, but it's not there now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, this is where the inn was, the Falling Star.
Oh, yeah.
All that time ago. It's not there now, though.
Is there any fog?
No fog.
Okay.
There's
Think
clouds
there's
in the
any-
air.
Yeah.
Think there's any way we can get all the stuff back that I had stolen before we found our way to the Fallen Star Inn? Y'all remember that? I had like a wagon.
It's all
of
just
stuff.
laying there on the ground.
There it is.
It's like Diablo where you go and find your corpse.
Yeah.
You got all your loot.
That'd be an interesting mechanic. Is there anything you guys want to do here, or do you want to continue on with your journey?
Is that relayed?
Yeah, I mean, I would have
So,
said something.
Are we just assuming that the inn teleported like Strix told us it does? Went somewhere else? Wonder what happened to the owner.
Well, is the grass laying flat, or does it just look like there isn't anything there, or what?
It looks like it's shorter than the grass around it.
Like it's been growing less time.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, perhaps that is a question for another day, but it interests me so.
I mean, we don't really want to like stay here and investigate this, right?
No, I'm fine.
We could
Okay,
just
yeah.
like whiz on by, take a closer look, and then keep going.
Yeah, we'll just take a gander as we pass by, but let's just keep moving.
Yeah. Crag kind of notes it on the map that you gave him,
Mr. Morgan.
where this was.
It's a waypoint.
Mr. Morgan was the owner, by the way.
Morgan, right.
Well,
He
that
got
was
us
the name he
embroiled.
gave us.
He gave us. Remember, he gave us like. What did we have to watch for him? Like a ball. Or
The
something.
inn
Well,
we had
yeah,
to
but there
wa-
was a magic item that was hidden.
that he slipped into his own pack. It was a bottle, but it was apparently a rod of some sort of great power.
Yeah, and the Warforged took that from us.
No, he vanished with it before they even got to us, and we fought them.
Oh, right. Yeah, because I told them that we had it, even though we didn't.
Yeah, you said you were the owner of the inn, and they
Yeah.
liked that. But
I mean, that's how you lie. As long as you
Yeah.
believe the lie, then you can
Yeah.
tell it.
Exactly.
so he's still out there with the rod in his pack somewhere.
Interesting. Food for thought on that one. Well, can of worms that.
No, let's track this down. Let's
There ain't no tracking it down, Mr. Telbrun. The inn is gone, and it can teleport to wherever. Remember, Strix said that sometimes it could be on the peak of a mountain.
Hey, Arthur, that was Caleb talking. That wasn't. I know I don't do character voices, so you didn't know, but
That's the benefit of the voice, huh?
yeah.
Mr.
Yeah.
Telbrun, who the hell is
recall
Caleb?
everything.
And what are you talking about, character?
All right, you guys continue on. You take notes of where this was, and you head south. After about a half a day's travel, you break off from the main road and you head towards the open grasslands, which after another day turns into much more like Eastern Oregon, a dry, dirt cracked landscape. As you get out here, the odd mist does hang on the floor, and visibility out, very far is hindered. You can still see the mountains off in the distance and the larger landscapes, but there is this constant mist that permeates this area. It takes you about 2 more days before on the horizon you see this structure. And as you get closer, you realize that it's multiple structures. And it's this red rock jutting out from the earth. And there's probably 8 towers of this. That's just naturally forming rock. And you think that you're getting close to the outpost. And I would say, Wolf, you would recognize this. You've been here a couple of times before, as a place to resupply and rest.
Yes, I remember this place where we would resupply here and rest.
Thank you, Wolf. Hold on, let me get my sheet that I've been looking for. Perfect. There's a bit of a road that leads here. Not created at all, but just has been pounded by travel. As you approach, off to the left, there is a number of small buildings that seem to hold craftsmen that are just making random items for the war efforts. And you see that the 8 stone towers that make up this outpost. Between each of them are constructed walls. Some of them are defensive measures. Some of them are just stone. Some have been cobbled together with wood. A number of them looks like a castle wall almost. And there's a large gate that you're approaching. Off to the left, there is these two massive wheels that are stacked on top of each other. And you see people kind of filtering in and out of this, like 20 feet across, 30 feet across these wheels. It appears there's a bar that has been made in there. And as you kind of pass by, a couple of guards toss out a drunk onto the street as he stumbles off behind the tavern and falls unconscious. Having a
Nice.
mid-morning drink, it seems.
I say we head straight for the gate, and I'm looking for Tiernan.
Yeah. The gate itself has got a number of people in front of it. Looks like they are guards of Usama in the correct attire. And they tell you to halt. What business do you have here at the outpost?
Oh, yeah, we're looking for a Professor Tiernan. I was told that I could find him here.
Paperwork, please.
I'll give him the contract.
Oh. You're the ones here for the, I see, huh? If you're looking for Tiernan, he's going to be on the other side of the outpost. But do have a chat with the commander. You'll want to speak with him before you venture off further. He'll want to take a look at this. And he nods to one of the other guards, and they begin pulling open the front gates.
I take the contract back.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. He hands it back. It seems you have all the appropriate paperwork in order. As you guys enter into this space, it's a fairly large space. There's a number of buildings. It's a small city. Very packed in here. Across the way, you do see where he was pointing out Professor Tiernan's looks like it was a magically constructed laboratory of large stone walls. To your right is a similar structure, but a little more finely decorated. It bears the flag on the front of it of the nation of Usama, and in a perfect circle around it almost is fresh grass. Fresh cut grass. Seems to be some sort of spell that's keeping it looking very nice. Off to the left looks to be where the commander would be. This is the barracks. This is a large, massive, constructed tent city where all the soldiers and commanders, the officers, rest and train. But at the center of this place is probably the most interesting thing. You see a large, probably 40 foot across pit that just kind of bubbles a little bit with this dark liquid. 3 stone pillars are around it. At the top of each of those is a heavy metal chain that connects to a massive blue crystal that sits probably 40 feet above in the air.
Is it aura?
It doesn't look like it would be aura.
Okay.
Aura should be a liquid or a gas, and this is like a solid structure.
Okay. I heard blue, and I immediately thought.
Sure, yeah. I only got so many colors I can pick from.
I'd like to take I have a flask or tankard in my inventory, and I'd like to scoop up some of that liquid.
There's around it, looks to be some sort of defensive measurement. It's the the bound together logs that are sharpened. So I think to prevent horses from getting somewhere. But you would have to kind of traverse those to get close to it.
Okay, never mind.
And if taking a look around, it does look like this is guarded by some of the guards.
I think the commander station is the place to go. We should meet up with him first. What does everyone else think? Commander station?
I agree.
Yes, let's check in with the commander.
Onward.
All right, you head on over to the massive tent city. Some of the guards where you can find the commander, showing the contract lets them know that you are here to do business.
I definitely keep close guard of that contract and make sure it's stowed away every time I show it too.
Yeah.
See, Mr. Ball, we are not that free. We have to show our papers everywhere we go.
Fair enough.
Papers, please.
But you
No
find your way
ticket.
to a it's kind of the interior of this largest tent, and are ushered over to a small meeting room inside of here. Looks to be officers in a meeting, but the guard escorting you grabs the attention of the commander that's there, the one that's in charge of this place. He says, Commander, we have citizens here to issue the contracts of the nation of Uzuma. If you would. And the guard leaves. And the commander stands up and looks at you all. It is a Goliath with heavy armor on, a nice big scar down their eye, looking as gruff as they can be. And I say, all right, what trouble are you all going to get into? What have you got?
Does Wolf recognize this guy, or does he recognize him or anything?
You ask Wolf?
No, I don't know. I just look.
I think we probably all look at Wolf like
yeah, he's like the fighter that's
And-
been here before, and like
And then I look back at you guys. I'm like, oh, we don't all know each other.
That's right. See? It's like when you guys asked me about Eben.
But do I know him?
Give me a history check.
you might.
It's a 14.
14. You know of him. You know that he is the commander of this outpost. You've never met him directly.
I mean, I know who he is, but we've never met.
we are on our way to the Tower of Chaos. Maybe you've heard of it. I have a contract, and I hand him the contract.
He looks it over. The other officers have a nice laugh as well. And he says, well, this checks out. Yes, the Tower of Chaos. An interesting one. We have been trying to uncover what it does. We know it was integral to the plans of the defeated mages, but every time we send a group in there, they do not come back.
Well, we're the group that comes back, I guess.
Wait, like they die or they disappear?
That's what we would like to find out. The contract stipulates if you find out what the tower itself is able to do, the contract will be paid. But if you also find out where these others have gone, and he kind of signs his name to the contract in a space, and the contract grows longer.
Oh no! So we now have all those names we need to.
This is all the
Yeah,
fine
essentially.
print.
If you can figure out what happened to the previous soldiers that went there, some compensation can come your way. If you're able to rescue any of them, if they're alive, some more compensation can come your way.
Is there anybody here that's seen people go in and disappear, like firsthand?
Everyone we've sent out has that's actually been inside has not come back. We've had scouts that we can have you help. They can help you find the way to it, but they haven't been actually inside of the structure.
Commander, why is it exactly that we call it, or it has come to be known as, the Tower of Chaos?
Well, the scouts can help you get there, but it does take some time. I haven't been able to make it out there myself, but from what I'm told, is you have to come at it from the west, and then you have to come at it from the east, and then you come at it from the north. And once you've done that, you are actually at the tower. This mage magic is confusing.
One of the maze to get
Arthur,
there.
Yes,
Earth?
Mr. Tilburn.
did you take those notes?
Yes, I did. Thank you for
West,
asking.
east, north.
Okay.
It's like an illusionary magic lockpick set.
Right, left, up, down.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's like, damn,
Left.
code's coming back.
Ah,
Well,
If you're the commander here, what is your name and what abilities do we have here while we're in town? I'm actually looking for Professor Tiernan. As you can see, I'm a Warforged, and he apparently studies them, and I'm interested in finding out a little bit more about what he knows.
yes, well, the contract does detail some accommodations for you. Professor Tiernan, I'll have one of the guards show you where his lab is. I would keep my distance from there, though. There often is explosions. There's often casualties from accidents, and I have made it a rule that none of my soldiers will go near it. He is allowed to be here by the council, but doesn't mean that we need to work together.
Explosions are just ways of learning. That's the way I look at it.
It's an interesting way to look at the world.
Commander,
There's accommodations here in the barracks if you need to stay, but I'll tell you this, the drink is much better at the Two-Wheel Tavern outside.
Nice.
More dangerous to stay there, but more fun as far as my men are concerned.
Do you have anybody that enchants weapons or anything of the sort?
Not out here on the war front. That seems
It's all utilitarian, essentially.
exactly. The Enclave might have someone, but you need the proper paperwork to get in there. I can't imagine you all do.
Oh,
wait,
well, thank you for that reminder.
The Enclave.
The Enclave,
Elaborate.
where all the
Yeah.
grass is. It's a ambassador's office from the capital.
Are there
about-
dwarves there?
There might be dwarves. It's
Okay.
mostly nobles and bureaucrats.
I see.
About the big pit that's out there and the chains that are covering it. What's
Yeah.
the deal with that?
You like that, didn't you?
I don't know. It seems kind of ominous.
Yes, quite. You see, when the mages were defeated by the great nation and army of Usama, they, at least some of them, were on the battlefield. And that one there, in the crystal, we were able to capture. The magic keeping it afloat is also the magic that keeps the portal below it closed.
There's a
Don't
mage in
worry.
that crystal.
There is.
So you just captured him and I'm holding him hostage there. Why don't you just kill him?
Oh, he'll die. If the magic that stops him from being held in the air is ever destroyed, defeated, changed, then the portal underneath him will open up and swallow him whole into the abyss.
Who
Boys,
exactly?
He's
I
essentially
feel a
using
season
his-
6.
He's essentially using his energy to keep himself afloat so he doesn't fall into it.
The mages have told us it's some sort of stasis, that he's a preventative measure. We have 2 others. Schools have taken them and are in the process of destroying them. But that one I wanted to keep.
What's so special about this one here, Commander?
It's a symbol of our defeating the mages. It's a symbol to inspire every soldier here.
Nice.
Is he a special mage in any way, or just a foot soldier of some sort?
Well, no, he was one of the 5.
The 5, like
Awesome.
The 5
leaders of
mages. The leaders of this once wasteful place.
I was not aware that there were 5 mages that controlled their war.
There were 5. Them and their apprentices were the ones that controlled the Warforged. When we defeated them, the mages put themselves into stasis. The Warforged have disbanded. There's still a bit of a problem, but not nearly as much.
Well, they're probably just looking for a way to, get out and not be killed, but okay.
Hey, if they don't want to be killed, then they need to not try and kill my soldiers.
Am I understanding this correctly? They voluntarily went into stasis?
Yeah, to protect themselves.
Yeah, they didn't want to get captured.
So, and forgive me, I know this how this might come across, but so you didn't actually win the war.
Oh, his mood
going to
shifts
pause.
with that comment.
I go, Jesus.
I mean, I was wondering the same thing.
And he just kind of looks at you, looks at the rest of the group, and says, "Know this, the war's been won. And we get to send rats like you out into the wastes to try and eke out what information we can. If you want to be paid your coin, do what's on the contract. If you want to win wars, and sign up."
I'm on the commander's side now, and I'm like, yeah, we did war.
Mr. Commander, I'm afraid I did not get your name. But this war, it was over rather suddenly, if memory serves. We found ourselves precariously kept in a magical prison called the Hold, one I'm sure that many of Usuma's soldiers are intimately familiar with at this juncture, judging by how many of them we met there. But by the time we came out and we got to the floating magic place, the war had already been over. What was it that turned the war so precariously, so quickly? Surely it wasn't just the might of your tactical brilliance.
Nice.
What was the event?
He looks you over. He looks at you, Wolf.
Don't look at me. I don't know these guys. I'll sign up again. I swear.
I'll re-enlist.
Just to you're the one that gives this group a little bit of credit. And he says, "You might not think much of the might of the army, but we did what had to be done. The arcane scholars might tell you that their actions at the heart of the tower, the mage's true tower, is what set this war to its end. But the fighting here on the land, the fighting with the Warforged themselves, that's what allowed the more arcane among us to destroy the mage's connection to their true power. And once that was done, the war was won. It took This time, a full year to get to here, to get to this conclusion. It has not been easy going, and this hold you speak of, if there have been more captured of my soldiers, I'd like to know. We know some have escaped the mage's prisons. Perhaps
Telling me there was not a return of prisoners at the end of the war? Isn't such a thing customary?
Clearly not, because they're holding these mages in stasis.
exactly.
I would argue this war has not yet ended. And Scory points up at the mage in the crystal with his scimitar and says,
It's
when you really want to win this war, just ask for Arthur Magnus and his gang, and we'll take care of it.
We have the wolf bowls.
Because you'll be calling our names. I guarantee it.
I'm sure. Now, let's see if you can handle this little bit of a chore, and maybe I might believe you. If you need anything, I am Commander Urget, and you can ask the soldiers outside for the things that you might need. Come to me when you've figured out what goes on in the Tower of Chaos.
You got it.
Rest assured, Commander Urget, we will learn the machinations of the Tower of Chaos.
Good.
Yes, and I swear by it as a former soldier of Usama myself. And I give him the standard Usama salute.
He gives you one back.
And my chucks are on the job. We're fearing Night Meadow, Ghostwise Halfling of the Age, Shadow of the Silver Song Prodigy, and DJ Imani. We're gonna go kick some tower butt.
I know this DJ Yamadi.
Oh, finally!
I'm kidding. I don't know who that is.
Damn it!
I have a child with you.
Yes,
She just turns
we
around
are.
and
She is a
out of the
ward of the state, and we're in
I
charge
see.
of her.
Her
Yeah.
hands can get into the bottle of the Pringle cans where ours
Yes,
cannot.
that's why we keep her around. She can get the snacks that fall between the cracks that my hands are too big to get.
I have suffered this before. I understand.
It's good to keep a child around for that.
I'm dragging one into my chucks on the ground, just slowly moping out of that. Oh.
Also, and once Riff's out of earshot, I'm like, also, she kicked some serious ass in some fights. It's rather impressive.
Well, her ability with a library is pretty cool too.
Yeah, she is a rather murderous small child.
But we would never say that to her face.
Of course not. No.
So yeah, you guys kind of exit the briefing room of the tent here, and head out to the
Two-wheel tavern?
Two-wheel tavern.
Lab. I gotta go to the lab.
Oh yeah, we got to go talk to Tiernan too.
All
You
right.
guys head on over to the lab, and it's these like massive stone blocks is what this is made up of, like 4 feet by 8 feet, just probably 40 feet tall, and it is connecting two of these large stone pillars. There is a large metal and wood door on one side, and then a smaller door on the other side. And as you guys approach, you notice that there are 2 or 3 or 4 mechanical looking structures on the top of this thing. And as you get closer, like 2 of them spin around, and you see these massive ballistas on them just point down towards you.
We're here to meet Tiernan. We have papers if you need them. Just don't hurt us.
We wish to parlay with the Tiernan.
And you see one of the doorways, the single doorway off to the left, opens up, and a small halfling comes out and says, "Oh, you're here to see Tiernan? Ballistas off!" And they both immediately fire. And I think that's where we're going to leave it for tonight's episode, or today's episode. Thank you guys for joining us around our proverbial podcast table. I've been your host and DM, Alex. With me has been
Dashes, Thrackers.
Bentley Michaels is Referian Night Meadow.
Red is Arthur.
Caleb is Gory Telbrun.
And Milo is Ball.
Grab your swords and keep on adventuring.
Follow us across all platforms with Chaotic Amateurs. Please subscribe, rate, and review our show on your podcast